Welcome to Talking Machines by Sue Park, the podcast where we talk machines, the bots, and the hottest AI papers off the press to demystify the world of artificial intelligence research. I'm Vic, and with me today is my lovely co-host, Alex.
So, today we're diving into a pretty fascinating paper about generating 1-minute videos using a new technique called test time training, or TTT layers.
Right? It's wild. They're tackling the issue that despite all the hype around video generation, most models can only create short clips, like 20 seconds max.
Totally, and it's not just about length, it's the complexity of the stories they can tell. The paper specifically uses Tom and Jerry cartoons as a proof of concept, which is just too cute.
I know, right? I mean, who doesn't love a good cartoon chase? But seriously, the authors are trying to show that with these TTT layers, you can generate coherent, multi-scene videos directly from text storyboards.
Exactly, they're saying, hey, let's make these hidden states more expressive. Instead of just cramming a ton of information into a fixed size matrix, they're letting the hidden states themselves be neural networks.
Oh wow, that's a game changer. So, it's like they're giving the model a little brain power boost right when it needs it most.
Exactly, and by using this method, they achieved a significant improvement in generating coherent stories compared to existing models. Like, they outperformed others by a solid 34 ELO points in human evaluations.
That's impressive. So not only are they tackling length, but they're also making the stories richer and more dynamic.
Right? They basically took a step back from the usual short clips and said, let's go big or go home.
And the fact that they're focusing on the Tom and Jerry dataset is so relatable. It's like they're tapping into that nostalgic vibe while pushing the boundaries of AI.
Totally. Plus, it's a clever way to test their hypothesis without getting too bogged down in realism. They're prioritizing storytelling over just flashy graphics.
Which is refreshing. It's a reminder that AI can be about creativity and narrative, not just technical prowess.
Speaking of creativity, what do you think about the potential applications of this technology? I mean, can you imagine AI-generated short films?
That's the dream, isn't it? Imagine being able to write a script and have an AI generate an entire film based on that.
I know, right? It could revolutionize the way we think about storytelling in media.
Absolutely. And it's not just for cartoons. Think about education, training videos, even video game cutscenes.
The possibilities are endless, but it's also a bit daunting, right? I mean, how do we ensure that the AI understands context and nuance in storytelling?
Great point. There's definitely a balance to strike between creativity and ethical considerations.
And as exciting as this tech is, we can't ignore the potential for misuse.
Exactly. It's a double-edged sword. But that's why discussions like this are so important, right?
Absolutely. It's about staying informed and aware of both the potential and the pitfalls of these advancements.
So, what do you think the next steps should be for this kind of research?
Well, I think refining the models to handle even longer videos and more complex narratives should be a priority.
Definitely. And improving the efficiency of these implementations is crucial too.
Right, because if we can make it faster and more accessible, it opens up even more opportunities for innovation.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe one day we'll have AI directors.
Haha, can you imagine? And cut, that's a wrap on the next blockbuster.
Oh man, I'd pay to see that. But for now, let's keep exploring the intricacies of this paper and see what else we can uncover.
Yes, let's dive deeper into the technical details and see how they made this magic happen.
The paper starts by emphasizing the importance of understanding storytelling in AI, right?
Totally. It suggests that to create meaningful narratives, AI needs more than just facts. It has to grasp the essence of a story, the emotional undertones, and the character dynamics.
Exactly. And I love how they frame it as a shift from simple data processing to deeper comprehension. It's like moving from a text message to an actual conversation.
Right, they mentioned that traditional AI models often struggle with context, which is crucial for storytelling. It's not just about the sequence of events, but how those events interact and build upon each other.
Yeah, and they use this term coherence, which is super interesting. It's like when you're watching a movie and suddenly a plot twist happens that makes you go, wait, how did we get here? If the AI can't follow that thread, the story falls flat.
Exactly. They highlight how coherence is key for keeping audiences engaged, and that's something we humans do almost instinctively. We connect the dots based on previous experiences and context.
And it's wild to think how much nuance is packed into a single scene. Like, you could have two characters in a room, and their silence could say more than 1,000 words if you understand their history and emotions.
Totally, the paper dives into different techniques to teach AI that nuance. One approach is using large datasets of stories and scripts to train models on how narratives typically unfold.
Right, and they mention supervised learning as a method, where the AI is trained on labeled data. It's like having a teacher guiding you through the complexities of storytelling until you can figure it out on your own.
But then, there's the whole issue of bias in those datasets, right? If the AI learns from flawed examples, it could perpetuate stereotypes or misunderstandings.
Absolutely. It's a huge concern. They stress the importance of curating diverse and representative datasets so the AI can learn from a broad spectrum of narratives. Otherwise, we risk creating a very narrow view of storytelling.
It's like only reading one genre of books your whole life. You end up with a skewed perspective.
Exactly. And they introduce the concept of contextual embeddings, which sounds fancy, but is basically about giving AI a richer understanding of words and phrases based on their context within stories.
Oh wow, that's cool. So, instead of just knowing that bank can mean a financial institution or the side of a river, it learns how that meaning changes depending on the story.
Right. And they compare it to how we understand language. Like, if someone says, I'm going to the bank, our brain automatically considers what's happening in the conversation to figure out which bank they mean.
That's such a clever way to explain it. The AI needs to develop that same contextual awareness to create narratives that resonate.
And they also discuss how incorporating feedback loops can help refine the AI's understanding over time. It's like how we get better at telling stories the more we practice and learn from our mistakes.
Exactly. That idea of iteration is super powerful. It's not just a one-and-done process. The AI has to keep evolving based on new inputs and experiences.
Right. The paper also touches on the significance of emotional intelligence in storytelling. If the AI can't understand or convey emotions, the narratives will feel hollow.
That makes sense. Like, think about your favorite movies or books. The emotional arcs are what make them memorable. If an AI can't capture that, it's just regurgitating facts.
And they propose some interesting models for training emotional intelligence, like using sentiment analysis to gauge how characters feel in different situations. It's like giving the AI a crash course in empathy.
That's wild. I mean, teaching a machine to have a sense of empathy is a whole other level of complexity.
Right? It's not just about recognizing feelings, but also understanding the motivations behind those feelings. It's a huge leap in AI capabilities.
And that's where things get tricky, because emotions can be so nuanced and subjective. Just like people, AI can misinterpret signals if it's not trained properly.
Exactly. They highlight the importance of context again, mentioning that emotional responses vary dramatically depending on the situation.
It's like if you're watching a comedy and a character trips over something, some people might laugh while others might feel bad for them. The AI needs to learn those shades of interpretation.
Right. And they emphasize the need for interdisciplinary collaboration, bringing together linguists, psychologists, and computer scientists. It's a team effort.
That's such a refreshing perspective. It's not just about the tech. It's about understanding human experiences too.
Exactly. And they note that this collaborative approach could lead to more holistic models that can create truly engaging narratives.
And I can't help but think about the implications of that. Imagine an AI that can craft a story that resonates on a personal level. It could change the way we consume media.
For sure. But then, there's that ethical layer again. If AI can tell stories that tug at our heartstrings, how do we ensure it's used responsibly?
That's a good point. We don't want to end up in a situation where AI manipulates emotions for profit or influence.
Exactly. It's like the age-old saying, with great power comes great responsibility.
And the paper really emphasizes the need for guidelines and frameworks to navigate these ethical waters.
Right. They propose a set of best practices for researchers and developers, which is a step in the right direction.
It's almost like creating a moral compass for AI storytelling.
Totally. And it's crucial that these conversations continue, especially as AI becomes more integrated into our lives.
Definitely. It's about ensuring that the narratives we create, whether through AI or human storytellers, are thoughtful, inclusive, and responsible.
And that's where we'll need to keep pushing the conversation forward. It's exciting to think about the possibilities, but we've got to be vigilant.
For sure, the potential is immense, but so are the risks. It's a balancing act that requires constant attention.
Oh, and speaking of attention, the paper also mentions the role of attention mechanisms in AI storytelling.
Right, they describe how these mechanisms help the AI focus on relevant parts of the narrative, similar to how we prioritize certain details in a story.
Exactly. It's like when you're watching a movie and you know to pay attention when the character's expression changes. It signals something important is happening.
And they explore how these mechanisms can be fine-tuned to enhance the AI's understanding of narrative flow.
That's fascinating. So, it's not just about what happens in a story, but how those events are connected and what they mean in the bigger picture.
Yes, and they provide examples of models that have successfully implemented these attention mechanisms, which is super encouraging.
It sounds like they're really pushing the boundaries of what AI can do in terms of storytelling.
Definitely, and I think that's a perfect segue to discussing the challenges they face in making these models more effective.
Right, because as promising as these advancements are, there are still significant hurdles to overcome.
Exactly, and one of the biggest challenges is scaling these models while maintaining quality.
That's a tricky balance to strike. If you scale too quickly, you might lose the richness of the storytelling.
Totally. The paper mentions some innovative strategies for optimizing performance without sacrificing depth, which is really intriguing.
Oh, wow. I can't wait to hear more about that. Let's dive into those strategies and see how they plan to tackle these challenges.
It's incredible how they've structured the input sequences to handle those 3-second segments. It's like they're piecing together a puzzle where every piece needs to fit just right for the overall picture to make sense.
Totally. By breaking the videos into smaller segments, they can manage the complexity while still maintaining a coherent narrative flow. It's like how we remember moments from our favourite shows. Each scene contributes to the larger story, but we don't need to recall every detail at once.
Exactly, and with the way they've implemented local attention for those segments, it allows the model to focus on the immediate context without getting bogged down by the entire video. It's a smart way to optimize performance while still pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Right. And then they layer in the TTT layers to enhance the model's ability to remember longer contexts. It's like giving the model a more powerful memory to work with. I mean, who wouldn't want to remember all the juicy plot points without losing the plot, right?
Ha ha ha. Exactly. It's like having a friend who can recall every inside joke while also keeping track of the story you're trying to tell, but it's also fascinating to see how they address the limitations of current RNN layers.
Yeah, the struggle with RNNs is real. They often compress historical context into fixed-size, hidden states, which can limit their ability to capture deep relationships between distant tokens. But with TTT layers, they're essentially creating a more expressive hidden state that can adapt and learn even during test time.
That's a game changer. It's like they found a way to allow the model to learn on the fly, which is something we haven't really seen before. This could mean more nuanced storytelling and better character development in AI-generated videos.
For sure. And the fact that they've curated a dataset based on Tom and Jerry cartoons is a brilliant proof of concept. Those cartoons are known for their dynamic storytelling, which makes them perfect for this kind of research. They provide a rich ground for testing the model's capabilities.
Right, and the detailed annotations for each segment really help the model understand the context and transitions. I mean, they're essentially teaching it how to tell a story, complete with scene changes and character movements. That's some serious dedication to the craft.
Speaking of dedication, the multi-stage, fine-tuning process they used is impressive. They start with the 3-second segment and gradually work their way up to longer videos. It's like training for a marathon. You don't just jump into running 26 miles.
Exactly. It's all about building endurance. By starting small, they can refine the model's ability to handle storytelling intricacies before scaling up. Plus, it helps in maintaining quality without overwhelming the system.
And let's not forget about the challenges they mention regarding video artifacts. Even though they've made significant strides, there are still issues with motion naturalness and aesthetics. It's a reminder that while the technology is advancing, it's not perfect yet.
That's true. The artifacts they observed can really impact the viewer's experience. It's like watching a movie where the special effects don't quite mesh with the story. It pulls you out of the experience.
Right. And that's why it's crucial for researchers to keep iterating on these models. They need to address these limitations to ensure that the output is not just coherent, but also engaging and visually appealing.
Exactly. Plus, the evaluation methods they used, like the human evaluation with ELO scoring, provide a solid framework for measuring improvements. It's not just about generating videos, but also about understanding how well they resonate with audiences.
And the fact that they saw a 34 ELO point improvement over the next best method is significant. It's a clear indication that the TTT layers are making a real difference in the quality of the generated videos.
Absolutely. It's like a confirmation that they're on the right track. But it does raise questions about how these findings could be applied beyond just 1-minute videos.
For sure. If they can refine this approach, imagine the possibilities for longer videos or even interactive storytelling experiences. We could be looking at a future where AI can create immersive narratives that feel personal and engaging.
That would be wild. Interactive storytelling could revolutionize how we consume media. Picture AI-generated stories that adapt to your choices, creating a unique experience for each viewer.
Oh wow, that's a really cool thought. It's like having your own personal director guiding you through a narrative. But of course, with great power comes great responsibility, ensuring that the stories created are ethical and appropriate.
Absolutely. We'd need to navigate the ethical implications carefully. As we've seen with other AI technologies, there's always a risk of misuse, so ensuring that the storytelling aligns with ethical standards is crucial.
Definitely. And it's not just about the technology itself, but also about how we, as a society, choose to use it. Those discussions will be essential as we move forward.
Right. It's exciting to think about the future of AI in storytelling, but we need to keep that critical lens on. And with more research like this, we can hopefully steer the conversation in a positive direction.
Speaking of conversations, I'm curious about how they plan to address the efficiency of their implementation. They mention that their current model is still slower compared to other baselines.
That's a good point. They noted that while TTTT-MLP is more efficient than traditional self-attention, it's not quite as fast as some of the newer RNN methods. I imagine optimizing the hidden state updates could be a key area for improvement.
Right. They hinted at potential future work to improve efficiency, which is something they'll need to tackle if they want this technology to be widely adopted. After all, speed can make or break user experience.
Exactly. If they can find a way to streamline the process without sacrificing quality, that would be a huge win. It's all about finding that sweet spot between performance and output.
And let's not forget about the user experience. As they develop these models, they need to consider how users will interact with them. The interface and usability are just as important as the technology behind it.
That's so true. If it's not user-friendly, even the most advanced AI storytelling capabilities won't be embraced by the wider audience. It has to feel intuitive and accessible.
Totally. It's like any other technology. If it's complicated to use, people will shy away from it. But if they can create a seamless experience, we might see a surge in creative applications.
And think about the potential for collaboration between AI and human creators. This technology could empower artists and storytellers to explore new avenues in their work.
That's a beautiful thought. Imagine artists teaming up with AI to create narratives that blend human creativity with machine efficiency. It could lead to some truly groundbreaking storytelling.
Absolutely, the possibilities are endless, and it's a thrilling time to be involved in the tech space. Each advancement opens the door to new ideas and innovations.
It's an exciting journey for sure. I can't wait to see how this research evolves and what new stories emerge from it.
Me too. It's like we're on the brink of a storytelling revolution, and I'm here for it.
It's incredible to think about how far we've come in video generation. I mean, just a few years ago, the idea of AI creating coherent 1-minute videos from text was pure sci-fi.
Right? It's like we're living in a mashup of tech dreams and cartoons. Imagine if this tech was around when we were kids. Tom and Jerry would have had a whole new vibe.
Totally. And the paper highlights that these AI models can really grasp complex narratives. It's not just about the action, but the emotional beats too. That's a game changer for storytelling.
Exactly. But there are still kinks to iron out, like those artifacts they mentioned. It's like when you binge watch a show and the CGI looks a bit off. You can't help but notice.
Oh, for sure. But I think the potential for collaboration between humans and AI is what excites me most. Artists and storytellers could really push boundaries together.
Absolutely. It's like having a super creative partner who can help you brainstorm and visualize your wildest ideas.
And the efficiency improvements they're working on. That's going to open the door for even longer and more complex narratives.
Definitely. It's a thrilling time for tech and creativity.
Thanks for joining us on Talking Machines today. We hope you enjoyed learning about 1-minute video generation with test time training. Our goal is not to bore you, but fill you in on what's happening in the sci-fi, slowly becoming our reality era we're living in. And today, we learned about 1-minute video generation with test time training.
Until next time, you can find us on Instagram at talking_machines_podcast.